Alright everybody, here we go. This is your first lesson in conics. Now we're going to be talking about quite a few different conics in this chapter, but the first one, and many will say the easiest one, is circles. Now you guys know what a circle is, but what we're going to do is we're going to teach you about what the equation of a circle looks like, and we're going to teach you how to graph it. So if you see the equation x squared plus y squared is equal to some number, that number is your radius squared. Now that means you have a center of 0, 0, and you just have your radius. Remember, this is your radius squared. If you have something that looks like this, x minus 2 in parentheses y plus 5, that changes your center. The r squared is still going to be the same, but this will change the center. So this is going to be like x minus h and y minus k. So your center will be at h comma k, radius is still the same. Okay, so to graph it, it's really no big deal. So for the first one, we have x squared plus y squared is equal to 9. This is the same as saying 3 squared. It's your radius squared. So we have an x and y, so our center is at 0, 0, and we have a radius of 3 right, 3 up, 3 left, and 3 down. And then we just make a circle, and we're done. That's all it takes to graph a circle. All you have to do is plot the center, and then use your radius in all 4 directions. Now your second one, first thing you got to do is find the center, opposite of the insides. So this is a positive 2, negative 5 center, and we have a radius of 2. Remember, this is your radius squared. So we're going to start at 2, negative 5. We have a radius of 2, so we go 2 up, 2 left, 2 down, 2 right, and we make our circle. Now there's one twist to this problem that you probably caught. This says less than or equal to. Now less than or equal to means less than the radius. So less than the radius means you're going to shade inside the circle. Okay? Now the last one, why don't you pause and try this one on your own. So let's see, did you get it right? For this one, we have a center at 0, positive 2, because we have to do opposite of the inside. The radius is 6, so we start at 0, 2, go 6 in all 4 directions. Now this greater than or equal to means we are going greater than the radius or farther away than the radius, which is going to put you outside of the circle. Okay? So that's that. So now we're going to practice writing in graphing form. This is going to look very familiar to you because we just got done doing this in Chapter 5. It's called writing an equation in vertex form. But for circles, we actually just call it graphing form because you have x's and y's. So you're going to complete the square twice in each problem. Now don't freak out. It's pretty simple to do if you understand how to complete the square with any normal equation. So this is what we're going to do. First of all, we need to group our x's and y's together. So we're going to have our x squared minus 6x together. And we're going to leave a little bit of space because, well, I know the trick. And then we're going to group our y's together. So we have y squared minus 4y. Leave a little bit of space. And we have our equals 12. We still need to move our constant over to the right side. Okay? So now we are going to complete the square with not only the x, but also the y. So half of 6 is 3, squared is 9. So we add a 9 to both sides. And then half of 4 is 2, squared is 4. So we're going to add a 4 to both sides. Okay? Now we write the x terms as a square of a binomial. So this is our x. Same symbol, half of 6, squared, and we put a plus sign, and now we use the y. We have our y, same sign, half that number, which is 2, squared, is equal to 12 plus 9 plus 4 is 25. And that's it. That's all it takes. It's just completing the square twice in one problem. So that means you're going to have a center of a 3, 2, and you have a radius of 5. And that's it. You're done. The less than or equal to, greater than, no difference. Go ahead and give this one a try. So let's see. Did you get the same thing? If you group your x's together, you have a negative 8x. Half of 8 squared is 16. Add it to both sides. For your y's, you had a 6y. Half of 6 squared is 9. Add it to both sides. Then you just write the x's as a square of a binomial, y's as a square of a binomial, and then add up all your terms over there, and you're done. You have a center of 4, negative 3, with a radius of 9. So the next one looks a little different. That actually makes it easier. So nothing to be afraid of on this guy. See how you only have an x and not an actual y? I mean, we have an x squared and a y squared. That means you only have to complete the square with the x. The y is already done. We just leave it as y squared. Okay? And then we're going to have our greater than our 5. And we just have to go back and complete the square with just the x. So half of 4 is 2. Squared is 4. Add 4 to both sides. Do not even touch the y. He's already done. So then all we have is x plus 2 squared plus y squared, which is greater than 9. That means we have our center at negative 2, 0, because there's nothing to go with the y, and our radius is 3. And you're done. One last type of question, and you should be used to doing these as well from the previous chapter. It's when I give you a point and a center, and you have to write the equation of a circle. Okay, similar to I give you a vertex and a point, and you write it in vertex form for a parabola. So our generic equation, again, is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to the radius squared. So here we have our h and k, we have our x and y, so all we have to do is substitute everything in. So we have 6 minus 3 squared plus 2 minus 6 squared is equal to r squared. So this is going to be 3 squared plus a negative 4 squared is equal to r squared. So that's going to give us 25 is equal to r squared. Now you do not need to square root that and find out that the radius is 5 because there's no need since the equation is r squared. So now you just have to write it as x minus 3 squared plus y minus 6 squared equals 25. And we're done. This is Longo, and I'm out. See you, bye.